out of the 10 teams, Lucky, have qualified for the round of 32. So, Lucky, my question is the new format favoring Africa, or has Africa upped their game in terms of where we are growing and heading to as a continent in terms of football growth?
Okay, thank you so much, Nzuki, for having me here this time, or rather this moment. And first of all, I think Africa sent a good message to coach of Italy, that is Gattuso, who said that we should have few teams at the World Cup, but we surprised him because out of 10, as you clearly put it, we have 9. And it's not only qualifying. It is a statement we've sent to other nations that we in Africa, we mean business. And out of 9 teams that have qualified, because the Tunisia who are not able to succeed or rather to qualify, and as we know, that is a powerhouse of sports in Africa, but things didn't go their way. But in fact, for me, I watched all the game from 12 a.m. until 7 a.m. I went to bed at 7 a.m.
How long have you slept?
Because I was waiting for Algeria, because I believe that Algeria, despite of starting being a bit beaten by Argentina, they had a chance to qualify to the third best. And what they did, despite the drawing, because they were, in fact, they were walifungwa kwanza, sio?
Walifungwa kwanza.
Kama sijakosea, because wakaregesha, and then I was in fact kusinzia, tusemaje, slumbering ama nikufanya kusinzia bana kidogo, nasikia bao na Riyad Mahrez anapiga bao la tatu. I was happy, ngasema kwamba this is the team to watch, and even they are being going to play against Switzerland, and take it to the bank. They're going to beat Switzerland. So it is a good start, and I believe out of 9, one of our team might be in the finals.
And Mike, speaking of the 9 teams, we saw Tunisia, a sleeping giant, because remember, back in the days, we used to have Tunisia as a true powerhouse of African football, the like of players like Kazri. But remember, after these players retired, we've seen Tunisia level of football, the quality has gone down. What do you think comes to that? Is it the federation going wrong, or have they not been able to produce the top talents that they were used to, producing? And also their competitors, like you see, Egypt has Mohamed Salah, Algeria had Riyad Mahrez. Who is the star for the Tunisian team right now?
I think, thank you so much for having me here. And I think these African giants you're calling Tunisia have also lost the touch of football like they had previously. If you remember, let me take you back to those years when Egypt were doing so good. You remember when they had Kina, Zidane, and so forth. They used to dominate football in Africa because they had regional based players. And Tunisia has embarked on regional-based players, yes, but also they need to get a touch of those players that are playing outside the country. And you've seen a lot of African teams, they have embarked on that. A lot of players playing outside the country. And players playing outside the country, you will even find players who are not even born in those African countries. And actually, so many countries, including France, only one player is born in France. So many teams have embarked on fetching players. Look at Morocco. Morocco has about 95% of players who are not born in Africa, specifically in Morocco. So Tunisia have embarked on growing their own players. But that has also costed them so much. They need to go out. They need to send players out. They need to get international players that plays outside the country, that have got this experience that got into international basis.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mike. And Hernandez, I know you're a big supporter of African football, but if you look at the teams, we have not gotten lucky. We have had to earn the output and the results, such as Cape Verde. They are going to face Argentina in the next match. And, looking at our draws, we've had some of the toughest draws. Remember, we're going to be coming up against teams like England, against Argentina. Do you think these 9 teams have what it takes to not only qualify for the round of 16, but also go on to maybe even the quarterfinals? Because remember, Senegal had the worst start possible, but they still got their ticket. Do you think we have it in us? Do we have the quality to match up the very best in world football and maybe, seal a ticket into the final 8, maybe even the round of 16?
Thank you very much, Alan, for having me. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the 9 teams, because this only means that the tournament extending to 48 teams, only it's valid for Africa. And Africa is proving that they actually belong to the big stage. If you look at the previous World Cup, I think only 2 teams made it to the round of 32. So we are making a statement. We are not here by a fluke. And I think out of the 9 teams, we might see probably 5 go to the next round, especially Senegal. Senegal, if you look at the group that they were in, it was very tough, but now it's anyone's game. Right now it's do or die.
No, I think 2 teams qualifying for the round of 16. Huh?
Yeah,
that was round of 16. This is
For the
round of,
format.
32.
now this is where
yeah.
we're going to determine on who.
Before the format change.
It's unfortunate to see Tunisia go out. If you watch their games, they didn't have that chemistry. It seems like they just fetched players and then they put them together. And again, firing the coach wasn't the answer, because there's no way you're going to bring in the coach and expect the team to click, you know. So yeah, it's going to be, we are yet to see Africa.
Of course, we'll come back to Africa much later. However, let's focus